Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming Droid and welcome back to Modern Skyblock 3. So what we're going to be doing today, first things first, I'm going to tweak one of my tools a little bit. I'm going to actually make a casting pattern for a tool rod. I'm also going to make myself some more stencils and also make myself another pattern storage chest to go down at the bottom there, where we can store some patterns by our smeltery. And yeah, I just kind of fall off over and over again. I don't have a massive care for being careful when I do that. The reason I'm setting that up is I want to make myself a copper tool rod, because I am thinking about the point where I'm going to be creating a self-healing pick. A self-healing pick for when we're mining cobblestone, things like that. We do need oak wood because this doesn't work if you're using something other than oak wood. Let's grab the oak and we can make ourselves a bookshelf. So that can just pop down there for now. And we did, if I go over to the organic chest, I got some vines when we were working on the jungle trees. I used my shears to grab myself a couple of vines, which means that we can make ourselves a moss ball and make ourselves some mending moss, which is going to be quite useful. I suppose I should really use my staff, as it does save me some of the pain of travel. I think it's 1. Is it 1 or is it 2? I think it's 1 for this. But what I can do is I can combine this into here. I mean, we've got 5 modifier slots left over. And that will allow us to mine for much, much longer because we'll get a little bit of experience and the mending moss will heal up the pick as we go. Yeah, just the 1. And boop. And now what we can do is pop over to here. We can throw this in here. That does increase the durability, and it gives us the well-established trait. And then we can also throw on that. And now if we go down to here, when we mine, we'll be gaining experience. See if you can actually see that. Yeah, you can see the experience pops off, and there it is. And that experience will slowly, if we have a look at the durability, tick up and repair our stone pick. So there we go, it's repairing itself now. So that's going to be quite useful. I did, in between episodes, throw a void upgrade onto this, but unfortunately the wooden hoppers just aren't fast enough. So we will have to improve that to an automated collection system at some point soon. So that got the Mending Moss quest out of the way and also upgraded our pickaxe, which was something we wanted to do. I am going to make myself some wooden case or some wood casings. So, and if we make ourselves some chests, we can use the wooden casings to make some actually addition crates, which are basically the same amount of storage as these things, but in crate form. So we'll be looking at sort of working on switching over our storage over the next few episodes. And I'll do that again off camera. We don't really have to worry about doing that on camera. Let's just grab some jerky for now. So, I do need to get started on Botania. And what I can do for that is if I grab some wood and actually grab one of my Actually Additions crates, we'll take this over to the Botania area. or the area that's going to be where we start Botania. It's not necessarily going to be where we end Botania, but it's where we'll be starting Botania. And we grab some petals, make ourselves a crafting bench. I do tend to distribute crafting benches all over the place when I play this game. So first things first is we need a petal apothecary, and that's not going to be hard to do. We'll use the green petals for it. 1, 2. I like to make 2 petal apothecaries just because I like to have the ability to double up my crafting recipes. And this is actually where we come to the idea of infinite water. So if I look up dark gem, there is a potential to make using dark gems, which are, where are they? These things. Using these things, we have the ability to make this thing, weather container, which is sugar, a dark gem, and a glass bottle. Now, I think that's actually really going to be very much worthwhile, because what you can do with the weather container is if you capture the start of a rainstorm. Where do we have a glass bottle from a witch, maybe? Do we have a glass bottle anywhere? Yes, we do. A glass bottle and a dark gem. And if we combine these, we can make a weather container. The idea is you kind of right-click it in the air during weather events, and that will give you access to a filled weather bottle. And we can actually make an infinite bucket using that, a bucket of infinite water, which I think will make this better, and it will make making flowers better because we won't have to run backwards and forwards between infinite water sources, etc. So we'll be able to basically just carry an infinite water source with us every day, which I think is probably the better way of doing things. But to start with, we want to make ourselves a pure daisy and get that on the go. In fact, we probably want to make ourselves 2 pure daisies. And we have plenty of seeds just hanging around from when I was upgrading my wheat seeds and then just not using them. So if we grab some stone and some logs, we can make some wood and some living stone. So that's going to be our next kind of big quest in Botania, is to get living stone and living wood. For those people who don't know Botania, it's a magic-based mod. And it's based around using mana that's generated through flowers to create an assortment of things. So these are the basic flowers, the very, very beginning flowers. Actually, additions, we'll grab our loot from that. Different type of coal. By putting canola seeds in a composter, they'll turn into biomass, which can turn smelted into bio-coal. Interesting. And then this, I'm assuming, wants us to get, yeah, living wood and living rock. That's not too much of a problem. And we are going to need a decent amount of... How do I fill you with the wet weather? Ah, we have to use an environmental accumulator. I see. How do I make an environmental accumulator? I can't make an environmental accumulator. Dang it. So I can't make an infinite rain, infinite water bucket with that yet. I can make a rod of infinite water from Botania. So if I have a look at Botania, we do have the ability to make a... Is it wand of infinite water or chalice of infinite water? Botania water. Bowl of water. Incense stick. I'm sure there is chalice. No. Rod. We've got Rod of the Lands, Terra Firma, Rod of the Seas. This is the one. This allows us to make infinite water. To do that, we need to get sort of quite deep into Botania, in a way. To do that, we need to get to the point of Botania providing us with runes, because we need a rune of water. Now, it's going to be very useful because mana is reasonably easy to generate. Passive flowers do decay over time, but you can use overgrowth seeds to make them permanent. Storage upgrades again. That's fine, we'll set up a storage drawer storage at some point. So a Wand of the Forest, 3 living wood twigs and a Wand of the Forest. The Wand of the Forest is used for configuring, a mana pool, a mana spreader, and then basic mana generation for an Endo Flame. So Endo Flames aren't something that will break over time, because Endo Flames are a permanent version. Actually, what colour do we want? Let's go with purple and green. A nice bright green. Purple and a nice bright green. There we go. So there's our Wand of the Forest. A reasonably easy one to make. It didn't pick up the fact that we made 3 living wood twigs, which is mildly frustrating because it means we're going to have to make 3 living wood twigs again. But that's fine. So you can see that these are pretty fast. There are ways of automating this with timers and block breakers and block placers, but it's not particularly problematic. 1, 2, 3. We will need these later on for wands and things anyway, so not the end of the world. A fluid pressure gun from Factory Tech. That is another quest pack that we have to get into soon. The mana spreader, I believe the mana spreader is quite easy to make in this. It is, yeah, it's just living wood and a mystical petal. So we need a bit more living wood for that. But that's fine. That's not going to be a problem to make. The mana pools are very easy to make. We just make a bowl out of living rock, and that gets us our mana pool, which gets us a few more punji sticks, which we're not really using now. We have gold spikes. The Endo Flame. The Endo Flame is 2 brown, a light grey, and a red. We don't have... Wait, we don't have brown? We don't have brown. I would not have believed that if you'd told me. I would not have believed that I failed to get brown. I was sure I had brown petals, because I completed the quest to get all the petals. No, I had brown right there. I'm an absolute idiot. I had brown right there, and I just didn't see it, because I'm blind. The other thing I can do, especially when it's raining, is just grab a bucket of water from up there. So 1, 2, 1, 1, and 1, 2, 1, 1, and 2 seeds from here. 1, 2. So these are mana generating floors. These are non-passive ones. These are active mana generating floors, which means we have to feed them something. In this case, we have to feed them coal. There are some ways of automating the coal feeding. Automating the feeding of coal to the Endo Flames. But for now at least, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make myself a mana spreader. Like so. And I'm just going to set up a really quick and easy function mode, bind mode, U to U. There we go. And if we put these down here, these will automatically bind to that, which you can tell because they're glowing. And then we're just going to throw down 2 burnable items, 2 logs, and they're going to get sucked up by the Endo Flames, and that's going to create some power. There you go. So that's creating mana. Now, the thing we get is from the loot bags that we open, we get blacker lotuses. So we get black lotuses, and I think we also get a couple of black lotuses, but I can't see them for now. Black lotuses are just free mana. You can't plant them or anything like that. You can just throw them in, and they give you bonus mana. Not a lot of bonus mana, but a little bonus mana. And we get another chicken suit. There we go. And again, because we've got a new chicken suit that keeps breaking. Nope, not video settings. Options, field of view. Dropped slightly. No. It's not quite right. Field of view increased slightly. Oh no, that's definitely wrong. I don't really know. Like, what happens when I take this off? I zoom in. So we zoom out. So I want to go in slightly. That still looks really weirdly stretched to me, and I don't know why. But, ah well, it's fine. We'll survive with our chicken soup running around. For some reason, the whole game looks slightly stretched. That's fine. That's not a problem. So the next question here is mana steel, mana pearl, mana diamond, mana powder, mana string, mana quartz, and mana glass. So I'm not sure if you can guess how we're going to make all of that, but it's not particularly difficult, and the burn time does affect how much or how long the mana flames give you mana for. So we're actually going... Wait, what? Blocks of coal... I wonder, even though they're unfamiliar items, do you still use these? Yeah, they still use them fine. Okay, whatever game. So we need iron, diamond, ender pearl, string, gunpowder, glass. I think that's everything. Iron, ender pearl, diamond, quartz. And quartz. And these are the basic sort of materials. There we go. So we have one of each. The main one that you're going to need to progress through Botania and the pack is mana steel. That's correct. But all of these are basic ingredients for crafting in Botania, and all of them are acquired just by throwing things into mana pools with mana in. A block of coal or a block of charcoal lasts for 5 minutes in the endo flames. So these things are going to keep burning for the next 5 minutes, getting us mana. So using a timer and a dropper, you can make a really simple, really simple thing. So if we have 2, we would want the dropper to trigger every 2.5 minutes, so every 180 seconds. And 180 times 20 is whatever that is. It's 18 times 2, which is 36. Times 100, which is 3,600. So every 3,600 ticks, we just have a dropper dispense a block of charcoal, and that would work fine. And we can mass produce blocks of charcoal by growing giant trees, as shown before. The runic altar, very easy to make. We're just going to place one of those, and there's our runic altar. This is how we do things like create runes and things like that. We need a mana spreader to spread mana to it, but that's fine. Not difficult at all. A couple of extra morbs. I tell you what, actually, it would probably be quite useful to have to set up that dropper system. So let's grab a redstone. Do we have redstone? We have a redstone here. I'm just gonna pop you into just a normal dropper, and then no, this. That. Do we have any more charcoal? We do. Just gonna make charcoal blocks. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch this timer for now. And we're just going to set ourselves up a just auto feed for these guys. So the dropper faces in the direction towards you, so we're going to pop that there. Pop the timer down. We're going to give it a 3,600 tick delay. So that is going to slowly tick round and do a tick every 3,600 ticks. And we're going to give it a block charcoal. So every 2.5 minutes it's going to drop one, it'll get picked up by one, and they'll alternate between the two of them, so they'll both be perpetually producing mana, which will make this next bit a bit easier. Rosa Arcana uses experience on the ground near it, or that of a player that is standing near it, to generate mana. So this would be a great way of generating mana using our gold spikes over by the mob generator, because the gold spikes cause the mana generator to drop, to cause the mob farm to drop experience, and this would turn that into mana. Rosa Arcana, it requires a mana pearl, a mana rune. So the one thing we need to do is we need to make another mana spreader. Like so, and we need to throw that down. Nope, not on there. Throw that down there. Get our wand, and we need to bind this to this. So there we go. So now this thing, if we look at it, is full of mana. That's because it's taken mana out of the mana pool. It's not going to send it into the table yet, because it's not the table's got nothing to do yet. But what it will do is it will use up mana from the mana pool to fill the table. And mana generation is going to be one of the big things as we go through this mod pack. We're going to need a lot of mana generation. So I'm going to probably work off screen sort of between episodes to enhance our mana generation. I'm definitely going to kind of work on building an automated setup, building an area. I'll probably build the area and get all the flora and fauna together and make everything I need to make, because you've seen me make redstone, you've seen me make gold and copper and all sorts of things. So it'd be quite... I suppose it wouldn't necessarily be boring, but it wouldn't necessarily be the most interesting thing in the world to watch me make all the stuff again. The mana generating flowers you've just seen me create. We can also create other mana generating flowers. For instance, day blooms. No? Do we not have day blooms in this pack? Oh, we don't. Do we have hydrangeas? We have hydrangeas. So hydrangeas use up water source blocks to generate mana, but they are called passive generation flowers, and passive generation flowers usually decay. Let's go and find a Botania lexica, which we do have over here, and see if the passive generating floras decay. The amount they produce is comparable to that of an endoflame. They seem to function faster during the range. Hydrangeas are fleeting flora and will decay 1 hour of real time. However, they might decay after 1 hour of real time, but if we have a overgrowth seed, which we do have, there, we have an overgrowth seed. A hydrangea planted on an overgrowth seed. Let's see if I can find them in here. So they're probably in... I don't know where they would be, but overgrowth seeds stop passive flora from dying. So the passive flora would perpetually be alive. It would never die, which is kind of what we want, really. But it wants us to make runes. So mana steel, mana pearl, sugarcane, bone meal, and a fishing rod. All pretty simple. So mana steel and mana pearl we've got on us, or mana powder we've got on us. Sugarcane, 2 string, bone meal we've got on us, and we just need to make a fishing rod. 1, 2, 3, 2. And then what we can do is we can make a rune of water, and that will allow us to make our rod of water, which will allow us to make an infinite water source, or to have an infinite water source on us at all times. So there we go. That's now using mana from the mana pool to do that. We will need a living rock, and we will need our wand. And once it's full, you can see on the right hand side it's filling up. Once it's full, we can throw this on here and boop it with wand. And there we go. We get 2 runes of water. Now, if I look up uses for runes of water, we need a water bottle and a living wood twig. Living wood twig, and we can grab a water bottle from our storage, because over in our permanent storage, or our unstackable storage, we do have a water bottle, and we can make ourselves a rod of water. This will use up mana, to create water. Now, we don't currently have like a permanently portable source of water with us, or permanently portable source of mana, sorry. We don't have a permanently portable source of mana with us. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create some kind of mana storage. It wants us, not the Band of Aura. The Band of Aura passively generates mana when worn. It wants us to make personal mana storage, mana tablet and Band of Mana. So let's look up the mana tablet. And what we'll do is so we need a mana pearl and living rock. That's not difficult. We're not going to use the mana diamond because the mana diamond might be useful later on for something else. Instead, we're just going to make ourselves a mana pearl. And you can see that both of these are now working again. Because this thing deposited a piece of coal. So if we do this, this creates a mana tablet. Mana tablets can be used, so you can see mana. This now will send mana from the pool to the tablet. That will send it from the tablet to the pool. So you can use mana tablets to transfer mana from place to place. But we also can use it to craft ourselves a band of mana if we have 4 mana steel ingot. So mana steel, again, is just iron in mana. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can make ourselves a band, add a mana storage device to it, and that gives us a mana band. Now if we set this to give mana and we drop it on top, it will suck up the mana, and now we have a tiny amount of mana. You can see in the blue bar at the top of the whaler tip, we have a teeny tiny amount of mana in there. But what we can do with that mana is we can produce water blocks. One question I do have is, can it fill this tub? So let's just grab dirty coal, maybe dark gem. I don't know. Let's do the emeralds and the lapis. There we go. So if I do this, nope, that's an end pearl. Nope, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Okay, so we can't use it to directly fill the basin. So that's a good bit of information, that we can't directly fill basins with it. We can fill these things with it, but we can't directly fill basins with it. That's fine. So we've reached the point now where we do have a Rod of the Seas. We can create water, which is excellent. But I think for now we will probably call that an episode. I will start working on my mana generation, because we're going to need a lot of mana to get deeper into Botania. So I'll work on improving mana generation, just creating replicas of the flowers we've already got. I might create a hydrangea. I will build a mana setup, or a Botania setup. I will probably build it out here to the side here, where we've got this bit. We'll cover this bit up, and we'll build a mana setup, a Botania setup. I'll move my Botania items over. And yeah, we will get everything set up and ready. And I will see you in the next episode, hopefully when I have a lot more mana. Thank you all for watching. I've been the Game Droid. This has been Modern Skyblock 3. And I will see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.